Ghost University. So in this part of the Hero with a Thousand Faces video, we're going to look at a summary of the book and the people that were influenced by the book, and to see what exactly the monomyth is that Campbell says exists in the world of myths, because it's pretty much the same person that they're talking about. And so it says this on Wikipedia about the book. It says, The Hero with a Thousand Faces was first published in 1949, and it's a work of comparative mythology by Joseph Campbell, in which the author discusses his theory of the mythological structure of the journey of the archetypal hero found in world myths. And also, it says the Joseph Campbell Foundation, a New World Library, issued a new edition of The Hero with a Thousand Faces in July 2008 as part of the collective works of Joseph Campbell's series of books. Audio and video recordings in 2011. Time named it the 100 most influential books written in English since 1923. George Lucas says that his Star Wars trilogy of films were influenced by Joseph Campbell and The Hero with a Thousand Faces. So, reading on, it says, Campbell explores a theory that mythological narratives frequently share a fundamental structure. The similarities of these myths brought Campbell to write his book, in which he details the structure of the monomyth. He calls the motif of the archaeological narrative the hero's adventure. In a well-known passage from the introduction to The Hero with a Thousand Faces, Campbell summarizes the monomyth. A hero ventures forth from the world of common day into a region of supernatural wonder. Fabulous forces are there encountered, and a decisive victory is won. The hero comes back from this mysterious adventure with the power to bestow boons on his fellow man. In Star Wars, Luke went off into a world of supernatural wonder, just to be exposed to the Force and the idea that he can feel something and react to things when he can't even see what's coming. When the ball, when the electric ball that was floating around was shooting beams at him, and Obi-Wan had to school him and coach him and tell him, hey, let your feelings take over. Can't you feel it? You got to understand and feel where it's coming from, and then you can be prepared to defend yourself even if you can't see where something's coming from. And so he didn't have to go off into another realm like Neo did, but Neo definitely went off into another world to find that the world of supernatural wonder, where things weren't like they were in the regular world. And also in Stargate, the same thing happened. They went off through the Stargate and found something rather supernatural, or at least different from the world that they lived in. Everything, everywhere, all at once. The same thing happened with the lady and the daughter, where she could go off into different worlds, or even go to different worlds with the husband and talk and argue, and she could go into the worlds with the daughter and fight and do the same things that they were doing in the regular world, but it was just different because they could fight really well. And so could the mom in the world that wasn't natural, in the other realm that was fighting to see if she could be strong enough to survive that particular realm. Reading on further in the article, in laying out the monomyth, Campbell describes a number of stages or steps along this way. The hero's adventure begins in the ordinary world. He must depart from the ordinary world when he receives a call to adventure. That's Luke. And that's also Neo, right? And it's the mother in Everything Everywhere All at Once, and it's the people in Stargate once again. Reading on, with the help of a mentor, the hero will cross a guarded threshold, leading him to a supernatural world where familiar laws and order do not apply. There the hero will embark on a road of trials, where he is tested along the way. The archetypal hero is sometimes assisted by allies. As the hero faces the ordeal, he encounters the greatest challenge of the journey. Upon rising to the challenge, the hero will receive a reward or boon. Campbell's theory of the monomyth continues with the inclusion of a metaphorical death and resurrection. The hero must then decide to return with his boon to the ordinary world. The hero then faces more trials on the road back. Upon the hero's return, the boon or gift may be used to improve the hero's ordinary world, and what Campbell calls the application of the boon. While many myths do seem to follow the outline of Campbell's monomyth, There is some variance in the inclusion and sequence of some of the stages. Still, there is an abundance of literature and folklore that follows the motif of the archetypal narrative, paralleling the more general steps of departure, sometimes called separation, initiation, and return. Departure deals with the hero venturing forth on the quest, including the call to adventure. Initiation refers to the hero's adventure that will test him along the way. The last part of the monomyth is a return, which follows the hero's journey home. Campbell studied religious, spiritual, mythological, and literary classics, including the stories of Osiris, Prometheus, the Buddha, Moses, Muhammad, and Jesus. The book cites the similarities of the stories and references them as he breaks down the structure of the monomyth. The book includes a discussion of the hero's journey by using Freudian concepts popular in the 1940s and 1950s. Campbell's theory incorporates a mixture of Jungian archetypes, unconscious forces, and Arnold van Gennep's structuring of rites of passage rituals to provide some illumination. The hero's journey continues to influence artists and intellectuals in contemporary arts and culture, suggesting a basic usefulness for Campbell's insights beyond the 20th century forms of analysis. Reading on once again, artists influenced by the work, and Pathways to Bliss, Mythology and Personal Transformation, a book drawn from Campbell's late lectures and workshops he says about artists and the monomyth. Artists are magical helpers, evoking symbols and motifs that connect us to our deeper selves. They can help us along the heroic journey of our own lives. The artist is meant to put the objects of this world together in such a way that through them you will experience that light, that radiance, which is the light of our consciousness, and which all things both hide and, when properly looked upon, reveal. The hero's journey is one of the universal patterns through which that radiance shows brightly. What I think is that a good life is one of a hero journey after journey, or journey after another, over and over again. You are called to the realm of adventure. You are called to new horizons. Each time, there is the same problem. Do I dare? And then if you dare, the dangers are there, and the help also, and the fulfillment or the fiasco. There's always the possibility of a fiasco, but there's also the possibility of bliss. Joseph Campbell. I wish I could have posted my video dealing with Nietzsche and Superman, part 3. I believe in part 3, I had a little section, or maybe I took it out. I have to look at my own video and see if I have it really. But they had a man in it named Alan Moore, and he used to write comic books and do certain things with magic. And he understood that he was a magical helper as well. And it's weird that they have this understanding that they're helping you to think about different things in life, right? Like how to live your life. Are there extra dimensions out there, which scientifically, for me anyway, really hasn't been proven. If it was, I think that there would be a whole ton of people running around professing to be from other planets. If there are infinite timelines, then there should be many more people running around here trying to tell us where they're from, how they got here, all that type of stuff. But nobody seems to be seeing these people. But they are influencers, right? And then they show you symbols and motifs that connect us to our deeper selves. He's really talking about a collective unconscious that we're all supposed to be drawing from. And then also there's the part about how you will experience that light, okay? When they show you the world and they put it together in such a way that you will experience that light, that radiance, which is the light of our consciousness, saying that when you look at your life, you'll be able to see why your life parallels to the people that they write about. It's a collective unconscious that's meant to make you accept theories that aren't really real, or accept the lives and theories of things that aren't really real, but you will attempt to apply it to your life. All right, that's why it says here the hero journey is one of universal patterns through which that radiance shines brightly. Okay, they want you to think as they think, so that art can possibly remove you from thinking about life in a fashion that you should. And it really makes you live in a world of make-believe, right? They want to remove you from reality. That's why they say movies are an escape, right? Because they want you to escape from reality and think about different things that maybe you shouldn't be thinking about. But I'm going to look and add in the part where Alan Moore speaks about him being uh, a magician, and I would dare say a Satanist, or at least can use magic, white magic and black magic. He's into all of that. And in his movies and things, he'll show you that he's into those things. He just doesn't exactly tell you. I mean, unless you're really sitting there breaking things down analytically. But most people don't do that. But back to the reading. Influence on artists. The Hero with a Thousand Faces influenced a number of artists, filmmakers, musicians, producers, and poets. Some of these figures include Bob Dylan, George Lucas, Mark Burnett, and Jim Morrison. Additionally, Mickey Hart, Bob Weir, and Jerry West of the Grateful Dead had long noted Campbell's influence and participated in a seminar with Campbell in 1986 entitled From Ritual to Rapture. In film, Stanley Kubrick introduced Arthur C. Clarke to the book during the writing of 2001: A Space Odyssey. George Lucas' deliberate use of Campbell's theory of the monomyth in the making of Star Wars movies is well documented on the DVD release of the famous colloquy between Campbell and Bill Moyers, filmed at Lucas Skywalker Ranch and broadcast in 1988 on PBS as The Power of Myth. Campbell and Moyers discussed Lucas's use of the hero with a thousand faces in making his films. Lucas himself discussed how Campbell's work affected his approach to storytelling and filmmaking. In games, Genova Chen, lead designer at that game company, also cites the hero's journey as a primary inspiration for the PlayStation 3 game Journey. In literature, Christopher Vogler, a Hollywood film producer and writer, wrote a memo for Disney Studios on the use of the Hero with a Thousand Faces as a guide for scriptwriters. This memo influenced the creation of such films as Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, and The Lion King. And if you guys remember what the motif is of the monomyth, all those films pretty much follow that structure. Vogler later expanded the memo and published it as the book, The Writer's Journey, Mythic Structure for Writers, which became the inspiration for a number of successful Hollywood films and is believed to have been used in the development of the Matrix series. Novelist Richard Adams acknowledged a debt to Campbell's work, and specifically to the concept of the monomyth. In his best-known work, Watership Down, Adams uses extracts from the Hero with a Thousand Faces as chapter epigrams. Author Neil Gaiman, whose work is frequently seen as exemplifying the monomyth structure, says he started the Hero with a Thousand Faces but refused to finish it. And this is extraordinary right here. He says, I think I got about halfway through the Hero with a Thousand Faces and found myself thinking, if this is true, I don't want to know. I really would rather not know this stuff. I would rather do it because it's true and because I accidentally wind up creating something that falls into this pattern than be told what the pattern is. It would have destroyed his love for filmmaking. That's why he didn't want to do it, and neither did he want to know if it was true. He thinks he can create something that other people really haven't, but that's not really how it works. You're probably going to create something along those lines whether you really know it or not. I look at that as there's nothing new under the sun. Try as you might, you'll make something that someone else has already done. Reading on, many scholars and reviewers have noted how closely J.K. Rowling's popular Harry Potter books hewed to the monomyth schema. In television, Dan Harmon, the creator of the TV shows Community and Rick and Morty, has used the monomyth as inspiration for his work. So, I hope this has been interesting to you all. I'm going to come back soon with the part The Hero with a Thousand Faces and 16 Crucified Saviors. Thanks for viewing the videos. Ghost University.